damages. We currently have evacuations in place for several parts of San Carlos, and there are road closures in place as well. We ask that people respect those closures and give our firefighters room to work and ensure your safety as well as our firefighters' safety.
You know, one of the things we saw and what we heard from neighbors who some lost their home was that it looked like it had gone past them, everything was okay, and then these winds like we're seeing now picked up and pretty much sent this in a whole different direction. What can you say about the activity of this fire from when you guys started it yesterday and what it came to?
Yeah, so if we look back here, the fire origins around this area. Originally it was pushing to the north off of a south wind. We had a monsoonal front come through in the afternoon that pushed this fire to the south. So that's why we saw that massive drastic shift in wind and fire direction. And some of the reasons why we had those evacuations was the unpredictability of the fire. We had aviation resources utilized across this north and south end yesterday, and firefighters were successful overnight in burning out off of this road and establishing a fire line to the east. Today, fire crews will continue assessing structures, finding leftover heat and hot spots, and beginning the mop-up process while staying vigilant. As the weather forecast shows, we could have another big monsoonal front come in that could increase some complexity into firefighting operations.
I know it's so early in this investigation. You guys are worried about getting containment. Do we know was there a storm? Was this man-caused? Do we kind of have an idea on how this fire started at this point?
So this fire was human-caused, and it's under investigation.
What kind of brush are you guys, seeing that is being burnt up, and kind of talk about, how dry it is out there, and the situation that, in San Carlos?
Yeah, we have extremely dry fuel temperatures in the San Carlos and across the state of Arizona right now. To put it in perspective, some of the dryness of some of the larger fuels, like these mesquite trees, is actually drier than the wood you would buy at Home Depot. There's less moisture in some of those trees than wood you buy from the hardware store. So when it gets some wind and some heat behind it, it can really take off. We're seeing down in the river bottom heavy fuel loads of big mesquites that carry plenty of heat. Lots of mesquites that carry lots of heavy fuel loads, make it more difficult to mop up operations and knock out that heat.
Because of that, I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
And because of how it runs like that fast, when you tell people to be set and ready, this is one of those things where they should start doing that now, right? They should have everything ready for you.
Yeah, so the Ready, Set, Go system is Arizona-wide. You are always in ready. And there's a nice long list of things to do to be ready. It's have your emergency kit, have your plan, make sure you know where your medications are, where your important documents are. That set is a voluntary evacuation, and it's really get ready. You're set and you're ready to go. And that is something that's a voluntary evacuation. If you want to evacuate, if you are high risk for smoke inhalation or things like that, it may be a good idea to leave. And that go means go right now. It's too late to get ready and grab your documents, grab your medications. You need to leave the area now.
Anything in particular with this fire was problematic trying to get to and or trying to help protect some of the structures or as many structures as possible?
I think every fire has its own difficulties and complexities. We had crews on the ground that did a very good job managing what they could. Burning through that river bottom obviously is harder to access into there safely by firefighters. But overall, we're making good progress, and yeah, happy with the work they put in.
I don't know, I might have missed this in the beginning, but is there any airdrops, any helicopter resources on this fire? Did you use this morning? And how many crews, again, is overseeing this fire?
I currently don't have a good number of crews and engines, as we're getting resources kind of every hour. We have more people showing up. I can follow up with those numbers later. In terms of aviation resources, we have 2 Type 3 helicopters assigned to this incident. We have air attack assigned to this incident, and we have availability for type 1 and large and very large air tankers if needed.
As far as, we just switched up to an evacuation center here at San Carlos High School, as well as the Apache Gold. What do people need to know if they're looking for shelter, for information? I know some folks in this area have horses, so they need to put their livestock, maybe even dogs, a place for them to take that stuff too as well.
Sure, you want me to take that? Yeah, sure, absolutely. We have a shelter that is set up right now, the San Carlos High School. That's also where our Emergency Operations Center is located. It's also going to be the main spot for donations, that we're accepting any type of donations. And at this time, we're accepting any type of donations that would help any of the 12 families that have been displaced and have a total loss of their homes. So we're accepting clothing, food, water, personal hygiene kits, adults, children. We have quite a few, from elders to infants, that have been displaced from this fire. So we're set up here now at the San Carlos High School. We'll be here. There will be somebody here for the remainder of the incident. We also have folks that are set up at the Apache Gold Hotel right now, and they're being taken care of there as well. Mainly we have folks there that are handicapped or elderly and are not mobile. We also have at the Apache Gold Pavilion a site for livestock and for pets and animals. Locally, we have our own Geronimo Animal Rescue Team, and they have been set up and deployed. So they've got crates for cats and dogs, and we also have corral space for any livestock. They can get them there. And if anyone needs help, we have an information number out. That's 928-475-2008, and you can get any information there on any of these shelters or the Emergency Operations Center.
If folks can't make it out here, but they want to donate, let's say it's cash or money like that, where can they go? Is there a website they can go to as well where they can donate? I know a lot of folks were reaching out to us, wanting to help out.
Yes, absolutely. We actually have our Tribal Finance Department working on that right now. I was told within the next 30 minutes or so there will be an account set up, and we'll have a link that we'll share on our social media page, the Tribal Emergency Response Commission's page, and also the tribal website and the chairman's website. We'll put that link on there for folks to send monetary donations as well.
I don't know who would answer this question, but when the evacuation was ordered and those homes were being threatened, anyone injured, anyone was still in the homes, how did that search go? Was it a door-to-door knock, get out of your house, or how did that process go to get those residents out?
Or Sonia? Go ahead.
We currently have no injuries to report as of now. Evacuations are always complex, and from my understanding, it was a door-to-door operation as well as social media and neighbors helping neighbors to try to get people out of the area.
You know, one of the things I think people fail to realize sometimes is that even though you may have a certain number of homes, but there are some that have multiple families living in one home, right? So when you talk about people being affected, this is a huge number of folks being affected by this fire.
Yes, absolutely. The last count, we had about 12 to 13 homes. We're looking and planning about 10 individuals per home. So we're having anywhere from 60 to 100 folks that are displaced currently. And we had a few different shelters set up, but we're consolidating and bringing everybody here to this one location so we can keep a better track of everyone. Yeah.
So those who are watching, if they have family members, this is where you'll send them to the high school?
Yes, they'll be here at the high school, and you can give us a call here. If they're trying to track anybody, we'll be able to help them out.
Weather big play today, as far as the weather, kind of the wind just picked up. I mean, do you know any information about that? Just kind of keep it down.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to figure out what's coming from.
Okay.
I'm going to read my weather forecast. Yeah, so weather is always a challenge when it comes to firefighting efforts. We're seeing winds coming out of the east right now. That can shift as we see monsoonal storms come through. Thunderstorms come with rain, which a lot of people think is great, but they also come with lightning and wind, which can either start new fires or increase the size of current fires. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Can you give me 30 seconds? As we're out here fighting this fire, I want everyone to be aware that fire danger is high across the state of Arizona, and to be careful with fire. There's stage 1 fire restrictions across various national forests, state trust land, and tribal land. So make sure you're not dragging chains, you're not parking on tall grass. Our fire crews are working really hard to keep everyone safe, but you can also always do your part.
You know what, I have one question. The Ray and the Shake Fire the other day, right away FEMA came out and said that they allocated federal funds to turn around and help them out right away within that night. Is that something you guys can ask for here on the reservation as well? Is that something that FEMA can help out to help you guys allocate money, especially when you think of all the loss that's here?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've been in contact with our FEMA folks. Yesterday evening, we had a council meeting with our tribal council. We did pass an emergency declaration that would allow us to go ahead and contact FEMA directly. And so we are in the process of that right now and working with our FEMA representatives and also our state representatives and helping us get set up here with the Emergency Operations Center.
There's families going back this morning just to kind of collect anything that they had left over and also pets. Are you guys having a way to organize that with police officers or just anyone? Because, I mean, it was pretty secure this morning, but
Sure.
there were still families trying just to see if they can salvage anything. And
Yeah.
it is still active down there, so.
Oh, absolutely.
What's the best advice for them just to kind of get into that area?
Sure, it is an active site, and we still do have active road closures. Our local PD is set up. We understand that there are some families that are trying to return home and check on pets and check on homes and whatnot. We are trying to assist them best we can, but we also understand it's a concern for safety, and our firefighter and public safety is the most utmost concern at this point in time. So we are asking the public, if you can, to please avoid these areas. Avoid the road closures. I know there's a little bit of congestion with traffic and folks wanting to come see what's happening. But we ask if you would just give the firefighters some space, let them get in there, do their job, and finish a little bit of the mop-ups that are needing to happen. Another issue was smoke. Smoke was really heavy in the area yesterday. It continues to be heavy. And as the winds pick up today, we anticipate that it will be a lot of heavy smoke. So that can wreak havoc on anyone with any breathing issues. So if you have asthma or any respiratory issues, we ask that you avoid the downtown San Carlos area because it will be heavily inundated with smoke today.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Awesome. Thanks, guys.